Hello everyone, back tuning into the 9th Christmas update from Gazworthy. So we are well on our way with the Christmas updates now. Started at the beginning of November. We're drawing towards the final stage of November now, of course. So still some way off with the Christmas period. We're still using the CFSB2 9-monthly forecast. When we're around a couple of weeks before Christmas, then we will move over to the GFS, a shorter range model, and then we will start trying to put a bit of detail into this sort of Christmas period. At the moment, we're still just looking for trends, really the trend of the model, and we'll see what the 9th update has to say. The 7th update was quite a coldish one, especially just after Christmas, but the last update reverted back to sort of a milder westerly scenario. We'll see what the 9th update has to say for you very shortly. Just say it's been a busy day at Gazworthy's today. So we started with JMA Friday, of course, month-end look at, and we also had a week's 10-day video update as well. So have a look at those videos when you're done with this Christmas update. See what's going on there. Going to be loads of updates over the weekend, and I'll talk you through all of those at the end of the Christmas update. Gaz Shop is open, so you've got any Christmas shop to do at Amazon between now and Christmas. All you need to do is go to the Gaz Christmas shop page, and then either use the Amazon search widget to search out whatever item you would like to buy, or just alternatively, very simply, click through the Amazon banners and go from Gazworthy to Amazon. Whether you do it through the search widget or through the banners within Gaz Shop, you will eventually finish up at Amazon, where you will buy your presents as normal. So you're not doing anything differently, just purely with that. We go from our website to their website. That means we get a revenue fee on the things that you buy for Christmas. And a big thank you to everybody for doing that again this Christmas. Thanks so much, all of you, for that. Right, so let's get on with it then. We're going to start off with the CFSB2 9-monthly forecast at metroseal.fr on the 6th of December. Now, this was generated midday yesterday. There's always a 24-hour delay with these charts coming through. We always endeavour to choose a midday run for no particular reason, and that's just one we pick at random. It shouldn't make any difference. It's run 4 times a day, but it shouldn't make any difference which run we use in terms of the overall outcome. But if we use the same one all the time, then we can compare back to previous updates and make a direct comparison. We can't be told off for cherry picking any particular outcome. This is purely the way the charts are coming out as we are doing video. Remember, we're just doing the trends at the moment. We can't pinpoint whether down to the exact day of Christmas at the moment. So we begin on the 6th of December, and we're looking unsettled here. To start us off with this 9th Christmas update, we've got high pressure down across Spain and Portugal, deep low pressure to the northwest of the UK, bringing in quite a strong westerly wind, so mild, wet and windy to begin this 9th Christmas update. So we move up into the 8th of December, and we stay pretty mild, but we also stay unsettled. Low pressure continues to be to the north and west of us. We're bringing up a long effect southwesterly there, so it will be very mild if that's right, around the 10th, 11th of December, with high pressure over France, Spain and Portugal, and low pressure out to the northwest of Scotland. So you can see that we are bringing up a very, very mild airstream from around the Canary Islands. Temperatures will be widening into double digits, but it would also be very cloudy, damp, and for the north and west in particular, really quite wet as well. Up to the 12th of December, we begin to see that ridge just flattening off slightly to allow a cold front in from the Atlantic. That's bringing a band of rain with. This is the day of the general election, of course. So this band of rain is moving across the country, probably giving a rather damp and soggy election day. But again, nothing particularly ominous there for voters, so there'll be no problems with voting as long as you can sort of brave the wet weather. Up to the 13th, and then on towards the 14th of December, we still have this ridge down to our southwest, so we're still bringing in the winds from off the Atlantic. It's a little bit cooler now, and we're under a slight little transient bump of high pressure, so things will be drying out a little bit. Right, moving up towards the middle of December, it's staying unsettled. Really low pressure continues to be particularly to the northern part of the country. Rather cool winds there around the middle of December coming in from the northwest. They could bring some wintry showers to northern parts of the country. But it's all still driving in from off the Atlantic. So moving into the second half of the month, we see an increasing trend towards high pressure. So we're up to the 19th of December now, with high pressure beginning to take over very close to the country. That'll be settling things down. Probably increasing amounts of frost and fog night and morning. Could still be a little bit showery up to the northwest of the country. Certainly temperatures would be quite a bit cooler there under that ridge of high pressure. Right, so let's get to Christmas, and we find that high pressure continues to sit very close to the country here up to the 23rd of December. We've got a large ridge of high pressure dominating, so this is a much more settled run up to Christmas. And obviously the problem with this could be fog. Will depend whether the skies are clear or not. If skies are clear, then we could start to fog up very quickly, given how wet and saturated and damp the ground is. Alternatively, though, we could be stuck under anticyclonic gloom. Then we wouldn't have to worry too much we wouldn't have to worry too much about fog, but it would of course be very gloomy. I expect this is all rather cooler stuff though as we're moving up towards Christmas, and there would be a risk of night frost. So that's Christmas Eve. On the night Christmas update, high pressure dominating, bringing a good deal of dry and fine weather. Temperatures probably a bit on the cold side, especially early and late. Could be frost and fog, would depend whether the skies are clear or not. And then that's how Christmas Day is looking for this night Christmas update. So still under high pressure. This is a high pressure dominated anticyclonic night Christmas update. Lots of dry and fine weather on offer, but again, the problem could be fog. Would depend once more whether skies are clear. I suspect it would be colder than what we've had with the first half of December when it was all Atlantic-driven stuff. This would probably be colder, and if skies are clear, there would be the risk of some quite harsh overnight frost. Moving up towards Boxing Day, so that ridge is beginning to decline. The weather system is moving in from off the Atlantic. That could be bringing some outbreaks of rain to the west, but most places would still be dry, probably quite cold again on Boxing Day. And then we move beyond Christmas up towards New Year, and these areas of low pressure are trying to get in from off the Atlantic, but they are struggling to make much progress. So still generally mostly dry up to 28th of December. Winds are from the south. You would think that's mild, but actually I suspect that will be quite cold, bringing the air in from off the continent, because nothing has happened to introduce a milder airstream from the continent. So I suspect that would actually be quite cold air that's drifting in from France. Moving up towards New Year, this is what happens. So we find low pressure band starts to become a little bit more influential from off the Atlantic. So up to New Year's Eve, we have got sort of a south-southwesterly flow. Probably bringing outbreaks of rain to northwestern parts of the country. I suspect even now much of the south and southeast will be mainly dry, probably a little bit milder as well, particularly to northern and western regions. East and southeast areas will probably even now still be quite cold. That's how we're looking on New Year's Day. So you'll notice as we're going along, heights are rising up towards Scandinavia. So the bigger picture with this is that we are trying to build up a Scandinavian high. But for us, these areas of low pressure just to our west that are still trying to move in from off the Atlantic. So quite an atmospheric battle is actually taking place here between high pressure trying to build to the east and low pressure out to the west. At this point, for New Year's Day and just to the 2nd of January, we're sort of still bringing in weather systems to the west and southwest, so outbreaks of rain there. Probably still mostly dry over in the east, and temperatures a little bit milder, but certainly for eastern areas with that slight southeast tilt to the isobars could be a little bit on the colder side. And then we move into the first days of January and we start to take that area of low pressure away to the south. So again, quite a battle is going on here between high pressure up to the northeast, low pressure out to the southwest. I expect this is starting to draw in some quite cold air actually from central parts of Europe along these isobars. So probably getting colder, if anything, as we move into the early part of 2020. up to the 6th and then the 7th of January. Still, this battle is going on. So we never quite developed the Scandinavian high, but we do have reasonably high heights, see what I mean, sitting to our northeast, which is still more or less fending off these areas of low pressure in the Atlantic. So still relatively quiet and quite cold up to the end of the first week of January. Now it looks like things are getting a bit of a kick from the Atlantic, so wet and windy weather then is starting to break through from off the Atlantic, and as we run up towards the middle part of January, turning increasingly wet and windy. And that's how we finish up with this night Christmas update as we move to the 19th of January. We're actually back under high pressure again, so only a short wet and windy interlude, and then we're back to high pressure once again. So what do we make of this one? It's certainly rather a different one compared to the last update, so we're still struggling to try and find an overall trend here. I think this one is very unsettled westerly and mild through the first half of December, then goes a lot drier and colder in the second half of December. Colder through frost and fog, not through anything particularly snowy in terms of northerly or easterly winds. There's no sign of Arctic or Siberian winds, but certainly colder under a ridge of high pressure with frost and fog. And that carries on into the opening days of January as well. We actually tried to build up a Scandinavian high, but it never quite comes off. We finish up sort of in a no man's land between high pressure to the northeast, or a ridge to the northeast, and low pressure in the Atlantic. Generally quite cold through the first week of January, and then turning milder, wetter and windier as we move up towards the middle of the month. So it's a different update. It's a much more anticyclonic update, and I think we say we're still really trying to find the overall trend within the model. Of course, it's over a month away, so you would expect us to still be trying to ascertain what the trend is, and we shall do the 10th update for you on Sunday, so we'll see what the next instalment has to say in a couple of days' time. As a busy weekend of updates coming up at GasObvious this weekend. So tomorrow we've got weekend broadcast as always, and a 10-day video update, as well as a CFS 6 months look ahead. And then Sunday we're going to have the 13th and last winter update. That will be a true epic, and if you enjoy analogues, that one is going to be absolutely going to town with the analogues. We may have more analogues in that update than we have ever had in a single update before. So that's going to be one to watch out for, 10 a.m. Sunday morning. Also on Sunday, we're going to have the E70F Metro France and DWD seasonal model update. We'll have, as I say, the 10th Christmas update. There'll be a live stream on YouTube talking about winter update and more between 5 and 6 o'clock. I don't know how I'm going to get it all in actually on Sunday, but one way or another, we will get all of those updates in, and you'll be able to see them all unveiled over the weekend. So do keep checking back to all of our updates this weekend. And that's it for now, though. Thanks for watching.